Alright. Welcome here. In today's video, we go through the how to overcome the creative block. I created this guide especially for you because I know how hard it is to overcome the creative block, and it is a problem of a lot of producers, and I decided to fix this problem or show you some solutions to this problem. So I decided to create this guide, not guy, but guide, and I want to make it like not super super strict, I want the atmosphere here with you to be like free, open. It's morning for me, and let's start. So before we start start to overcome the block, and I will explain you the solutions, let me introduce myself. My name is A.way, and I've been producing music for about 8 years. Over the years, I have been through many hardships and problems, and overcoming the creative block was one of them. And it was a big part in my journey to success. And so that's why I decided to create these 11 steps that I am going to show you today. So as you can see, I here have a presentation kinda, and this is like a free PDF file, and I will link this down below, so you can go whenever you will want. You can go through this file by yourself. But I decided to create this video also because I think it's better when someone explains what I mean to you, right? So before we tackle the problem, let's clarify what a creative block actually is. So creative block is a phenomenon best described as an overwhelming feeling of being stuck in a creative process without the ability to move forward and make anything new. You may find yourself staring at your computer screen or the blank page, struggling to take the next step. So I think many producers experience this feeling, and when you are just stuck, you are staring at your screen, trying to start a new project, but nothing is happening. It's like really frustrating and stuff. So it was a big part of my journey, and I overcome this problem a lot of times, and I bundle these problems here in this presentation. So let's get over the first solution here, and the first solution that you can overcome how can you overcome the creative block is using discipline. So I think this is like an old school one, cliche. Discipline can work with everything, but I promise you this one is pretty strong for me. And I have a short story here. So when I was in Holland for 2 months, this system helped me most of all. I had they planned out exactly when and how I was going to do what. I always went from a workout in the morning, then I made my breakfast, and right after I finished my sport activities, I had 2 hours of time to listen to music and implement ideas. So I got this free time where I was able to focus on the music. It was my moment, and no one disturbed me, and I could concentrate on my work. Making a routine out of my work helped me to get into a flow where I was able to finish at least 2 tracks in a week. So what does this mean is that when you have that free time, that you have this maybe 2 hours between your work or between the start of the day, try to make some kind of a routine, some kind of a calendar where you will focus on the music in these 2 hours, for example. So it will become like a routine, or like a habit, right? And you need to use discipline to be because sometimes you don't have the inspiration. Maybe that's why you can get the creative block. Sometimes you are just a bit lazy, a bit tired. But when you use discipline, and you will always focus and use these 2 hours before your work, and at this exact time, there is a really nice probability that you will overcome the creative block, or the creative block never appears. So the actionable step here in this discipline kind of first step is to take a piece of paper and draw lines on it. I actually can show you what I did. Divide it in such a way that you can fit at least 20 days and 4 tasks that you will do during the day at the exact time you have chosen. So I will take the piece of paper. I will show you. I have the paper here. This is from my last month, and this is kind of like a habit tracker, and it looks like this. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it looks like this. And what I did here, I have the same thing here. For example, wake up at 6 a.m. and you just wake up at 6 a.m. After waking up, you can meditate. Then you can read, learn, or do or breakfast, or like whatever you want. And then you want to get this 2 hours block or 1 hour block where you will focus at your music, at your craft, right? At 9 a.m., for example. And you will have this like a kind of a routine, kind of a calendar. And when you will like track this every day using discipline and sticking to this like a kind of a military style, the probability of like getting creative block, or when you have the creative block, overcoming the creative block at this your time, when you will have your time for yourself, for your music. You want to create music. You don't want to be stuck and like thinking like what I'm going to do. So this is a really nice thing you can do, right? With discipline, using this kind of a calendar. What helped me and helps me really well is when you take the piece of paper I got here and I put it on a wall. I actually have another one there for a new month. I don't have a music production there because I'm focusing more on the work aspect this month. So I'm creating whenever I want because it's like better for me now. But when I was like starting, or when I was struggling with this was the way that helped me the most. And I think like using discipline, creating this kind of a calendar can really do a lot for you. So this is the tip number 1. The step number 2, how to overcome the creative block, is experiences. So what I mean by experiences, I have a question here, like how do you want to create when there is nothing to create from? So how do you want to cook when there is no food in the fridge, right? How do you want to create a music when there is no inspiration from you can like create the music? So probably the best thing you can decide to do is to go out and breathe at the top of your lungs. You'll soak up the sunshine and maybe meet a nice dog or an interesting person. Many times it happened to me that I didn't leave the house for several days in a row, and somehow my creativity disappeared. I started to get frustrated with the unconsciousness. I'm sorry for my English, but it's morning and I haven't really get into the flow. So I got sucked into the social media and boom, creative block was on. In this case, a very simple investment in the form of a 10-minute walk or run can this situation turn around 180 degrees. Sometimes we just need to experience something new, even in the form of a short walk, so that we can again draw inspiration and all the necessary ingredients for songwriting for such a small investment. So basically this text speaks for itself, but when you are when you are not inspired, you can like probably catch yourself sometimes being in the like too much in the home, like you don't see sunlight often, don't meet with the people, you get this like dark, maybe like kind of like a dark thoughts, And for some people it works to be like isolated in home and like do nothing, and they can pretty much create whatever they want. For me, I need some life inspiration. I need some experiences to like get the inspiration from to create. I need to experience life, and after some events in my life I can draw the inspiration, right? So the for example, if I have a shit week and I was in a home, like stuck in a home, the only kind of music I can create is like really like dark, probably like sad music. For some people, it's nice because some people like this emotional sad music. I like when there is a sad music. So for example, yeah, when there is sad music, but I also have this aspect of some fun in it or some like smile, right? So there's like a happy ending in the song, or there's like a rage, right? So you want to like get the listener to get the experience from your life. So maybe this is a like another thing that can help you to overcome the creative block, to get out, talk with the random people, maybe go for a run, find a dog you can pet. So you can go with your friends to nature and draw some inspiration, and you will overcome the creative block. You will have something to gain the inspiration from. So this is a pretty nice tip. It's pretty easy. Just what you need to do is just go out and just have fun. So tip and trick number 3 is collab with another producer. So this is, I think this is the best example of teamwork and kind of stuff. I always had this thing that I can do things solo, right? I'm some solo guy. I'm alpha male, right? I can do things how I want. I don't need other people. That's bullshit. I wish, like, I do not wish, but sometimes I wish that it can work that way, that you are just a lone wolf, but lone wolf dies alone, and I think you don't want that. So the best thing how to get more experiences, how to probably overcome the creative block, how to become a better producer, and don't be stuck in this like this level, you know, where you are just alone. Find a guy to produce music, or even a girl. There is nothing wrong like cooperating with another people, and I think the music industry is about creating these connections. Like, I think it's more about creating connections than actually creating a music. Like, that's how important it is to collaborate with another producers and other people, have this connection, because that's when you can be really that's when you can really like build your audience, your stuff, your team, for example. So ask some of your producing friends if they give you a collab, right? It's so simple. So I'm lucky enough to have a lot of people around me who are involved in the music production, and whenever I run out of juice for production, I ask one of them if they could find the time to create something together. It's a great way to prevent creative block. You may ask, but what if I don't have friends who don't make music? There are many communities on the internet where musicians from different parts of the world meet, exchange their ideas and projects. You can also meet someone who is currently looking for a collaborator to work with. Try to look around the internet and maybe you will find such a community. If not, here I offer you some of my tips to choose from, right? So there's a lot of communities on the internet that you can find, producers that want to collaborate together, and the more you collaborate, the more you get like higher and higher in this social world of music producers. So you will probably get a collab with the bigger names when you will start collaborating with the smaller, right? Because the collaboration by itself is the same at higher levels. You just need to know the communication and how it works. So there is nothing wrong to start maybe with your friend who isn't like famous, right? So this is a really, really nice way how to overcome a creative block. For me, it works like 100% because there is like that pressure from another side that you are creating a music from with someone else, not just you. So you have this like another person involved that counts on you that you will create something. I actually now have some vocals I need to work on. I have a guys that want to like they approached me and they want to work with me, and I said like yes, let's go, because it's like a bigger collaboration. And yeah, there is that pressure, and it's like more motivating to go and create. So the creative blog is not an option for example. So here I listed some Discord open communities where I am, so you can probably like reach out to me through this. But there is a lot of guys here in this Discord communities, and you can just introduce yourself and just maybe ask someone if he wants to create with you. So what else you can do is to go on Instagram or any app and write the one producer if he would be interested in the collab. Send him what you are working on and see what kind of a response you get. Then try to work together to create a song that you will eventually publish. So yeah, just find some random guy, dude, or your friend or girl, and create something and release the track. So fourth tip is other tasks. So just allow yourself to concentrate on other duties than just music. So this one is pretty tricky, but I think sometimes there's just too much of a music. You know, you got that rush of you want to create music, so you create music for, I don't know, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You create a lot of projects, and then you like kind of like you are exhausted, right? And there is nothing much to create from. And yeah, I think that's the time when you can like kind of like switch the task. So will not like focus too much on the music, but you will try to find some things that are different from the music. You can like get the inspiration from them. So actually for me, when I'm like kind of like exhausted from the music and it's just like getting a bit boring for me, there is no that excitement I want to create a track with, I just switch to a task. I just go for like a different kind of a creative thing, maybe a project or something that have nothing with the music at all. And when I'm doing that thing for bit of a time, I start to get these like sparks, like I want to get back to music, like maybe I can create a new project. Then when things start to get like, again, I got excited for the music and stuff. So I know it may sound like you have to give up on working on a project, not at all, but sometimes things just take time, and the more we push them, the further apart we get. So this is the point I like. When I'm just focusing too much on the music, too much on the project, it's actually harder to finish. But when I'm just like, whatever, like I can do whatever I want, and I'm just like kind of not at the extreme with finishing the project, the things start to like get together actually. That's just how the way life works. And whenever you stop the thing that you are pushing too hard or something, in this case the songwriting, try to take a little break and believe that the solution will come soon enough on its own. So you probably know that thing that when you are just focusing too much, the things get further, but when you just give them a bit of a space, things actually start chasing you. So just try to think about other activities you like besides music production, right? Pretty simple one, and kind of an effective way to overcome the creative block. So tip and trick number 5, how to overcoming the creative block and becoming a better producer is to get a mentor. So this is oh my god, like this one is so great. I can't believe that this is the thing that probably helped me most, to have someone who is more because there is always someone who actually did the thing you want to do. There is someone who accomplished the thing that you already want to have. There is someone who get through all the problems you are going through right now, right? So the word mentor, it always brings me back to school. I remember those teachers who didn't even care if I learned something new. It must have made them happier to give me a worse grade for my work, so I wasn't really motivated. So this was just how the school works for me. This is why I have built up a certain distance to this concept. Anyway, now I'm here writing the guide and I realize how much important it is to have a teacher mentor who keeps you on the path of a success. Although it took me a while to get to the right people who are really serious about me, I believe that it won't be hard to you to find a teacher who already has more experience than you. So I think this one is maybe for a longer time, but you can definitely overcome a lot of obstacles, including the creative block, when you will find someone who is more like better than you, right? Or older. So we have this guy called Rido in a Prague. He's a more experienced producer. He have a lot of nice contacts, and he's a really nice guy. And I have my friend Victor, the Tess, and he's like our mentor. He's just teaching us maybe what he learned throughout the way, and he just wants to like help us because he sees that we are interested in this craft, right? And this is the oh my god, this is the craziest best way to like speed up your process of becoming a producer, overcoming the creative block and everything. Finding a mentor is or teacher. I think there's a lot of guys on the internet that are teaching music production like me, for example. So you can always probably find someone online who can help you with this, to get a call, and you can just ask some questions and he will just help you, because I think people really love to share the knowledge that they learn. So actually I'm kind of a mentor for you right now. So you will like, after this video, when you will watch it to the end, you will like decide like, was this helpful for you? Like, did I bring something to you that was like something you never think about, and you are grateful that you have now this experience and you have now this knowledge? Because this is what the mentor can do to you, like show you the things that you will be like bumping into the walls like blindly, but the mentor will like stop you and show you the right way how to go, and you will go like, oh my god, like so much faster. So the actionable step that you can do is try to think who is in your area is already a more experienced producer. If no one is, try searching for someone online, and don't be afraid to ask them about the problems you are struggling with. There is a high probability that he will be able to help you with your problems. I'm sorry, but these words, I need to work on my English a bit. So find a mentor, ask him some questions, and yeah, try to figure out how to move faster. So number 6 tip and trick is goals. What is the key factor to keep you motivated? So this is a really sick thing, is to write down your goals and why you are on this road and why you want to become a producer. What you want from this? What is your goal in life? When you will write down this goals on a paper and really like took a time to create it, don't bullshit yourself and grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, and just write down the 100 goals or 20 goals, or I prefer like write down 50 goals at least. Like, what do you want in life? What do you want in a time? Like, when you want to accomplish the goals, what is it that you want to accomplish, and how you will get there, for example, right? Just write this down, and you will be like, oh my god, like so much motivated to create a music, and I guarantee you that you can overcome creative block like instantly when you will have this piece of a paper of a goal stick to your wall, and you will just look at the goals. I actually have the goals here on my wall, and I have like 5k on SoundCloud, 10k on Instagram, 10k in my bank account, and just play on some random festivals. 2023, right? So I have fucking 5k on SoundCloud. I remember I wrote these results in 2021, and it's 2023, and I have one goal achieved, and because I have the goal here on my wall, I just keep writing, bro. And the creative block actually wasn't like a option for me. So this is just a really nice way how to overcome this kind of a problem. Just write down the goals and try to stay motivated, right? Every time I can't move and I'm stuck in a creative block, I remind myself of my goals, and I look at the paper I've had in front of me all time. I always remind myself I'm on this path and why I'm doing it. A producer who has his goals listed like this is 30% more likely to succeed with his goal and overcome creative block. So, for example, actionable step, get a piece of paper, write down at least 20 goals. So this is for example how you can start, right? Reach 10k followers on Instagram, 10k on SoundCloud, release an EP on EatBrain, for example, and buy a new laptop to produce music within a year. There is that kind of a thing that you can like write within a year, but I really prefer writing like the exact date, the exact time when you want to accomplish the goal. Like this, that's really important. So goals, really nice, really easy to create the goals, and really is really helpful to overcome the creative block, at least for me. Another thing I notice a lot of producers do when they have a creative block, they overthink everything, bro. They overthink the smallest thing that you can actually possibly like think about. Like overthinking is I think it's the killer of the producers. So sometimes we think too much about the things that don't even matter. So I think this one is like pretty smart one, to do not overthink the small things. I had a friend who could never finish a track because he was terrible detailer. He has always overthink. Oh my god, sorry. Yeah, he always overthink everything. And those drums don't seem to me to be quite loud, but I don't know, I could do better. The snare is still not as good as it could be. The graphics are good, but I could do better. He was always able to find a problem in something, and this was transferred to his work. And yet, he's a very capable producer who has great ideas. I, on the other hand, maybe didn't care so much about the result, but always fulfilled at least 90% of my expectations. Although my work may not be 100%, at least I don't let that 10% stop me from never finishing my work and ultimately leaving it to rot in the bowels of my computer. That's why I believe that even thinking too much about whether my song is perfect can cause a form of a creative block. So, yeah, as you can read here, when you are like focusing on this 100%, always want to be perfect, I think the music production, music industry isn't for you, bro. Like, if you want to be like, if you have like fucking everything 100%, I think it's not for you. So maybe try to get this kind of a mindset I have, that at least 80-90%, like it's not great, it's not terrible, right? That kind of mindset, it doesn't work in a Chernobyl, but it, oh, what did I do, bro? Oh, my chair. So, but it works in a music industry, right? So just do not overthink the shit things, and just focus to on releasing the music. And in the end of the day, who is judging, like, your music? Like, who is listening to your music? Your fans, and they will decide if this is a shit or this is a nice song. Just let them to hear your music. Just try to, like, just put the song, and when the fans will tell you that it's shit, you know it's shit, bro. But when the fans will like even the shit, you know, yeah, okay, now I can release the shit, but I will get better along the way. At least I'm releasing the songs and people starting to notice me. I don't need to be perfect, because when I want to be perfect, there is a big probability I will sabotage my work and I will never release the tracks, and the world never will know who I am. Like this presentation I'm presenting for you right now, it's, bro, like it could be way better, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm not that great in a speaking, especially English. I'm not that great in a teaching, especially music production, but I'm trying. I'm shit, but you guys will decide, like, do I like it? Do I like it not? I do not overthink, bro. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I just want to learn you something, and I hope, like, you will get something from here, right? So just do not overthink, and you will overcome the creative block 100%, bro. So next time you are stuck wondering if track is done or not, render it, make graphics, and upload it instantly to SoundCloud. That's what I did when I was starting. I just created a song, it was so shit, but I found the graphics that was so shit, and I just put it together. That was so shit, and I uploaded it on the SoundCloud. It was so shit, but it was the steps, just these small steps, get me where I am today. So just let the people see what you are working on, and they will decide what will be next with you. So the step number 8 is variation. I think this one is pretty similar to the, like, get a different or find a different tasks, but variation for me is to play the instrument, record live sounds, and experiment. So when you have a creative block, you are stuck in an Ableton and you are just, oh my god, bro, like, I don't feeling like creating electronic music today, or drum bass, or whatever kind of music you create. Just find some variations of, like, you have this, like, thing you want to create a music, you have a, like, a inspiration for creating today, but just electronic music, like, I'm not feeling starting with drums again and opening a C room again and stuff. So maybe try guitar, bro. Like, why not? Like, just take the instrument, play some chords. This chord was fucking bad, but you know what I mean. Just get something small you can, like, create, and it's not in Ableton, right? So this is a variation for me. And when I'm stuck, when I have this, like, creative block, when I want to create music, want to play music, but there is just that not in Ableton today, find some, like, different thing you can create on. So fortunately, we are musicians, and we use our creative minds both in the program we make music in and in real life to solve problems. In this case, how to create something when I feel like creating, but I'm tired the old-fashioned way of doing it. On my right hand, there is always magical instrument, which, like my loudspeakers, can see some tones from itself. It's called guitar, right? So it's like speakers I have here. They can create some noisy stuff, also a guitar. Who would ever thought that even producers of electronic music can play on real instruments that are not just plugins in our DAWs. So yeah, there is a lot of producers, including me, that are like strictly electronic music, and when there's someone who is playing a instrument, they say like, well, I can create this instrument in like 2 seconds in my Ableton with a MIDI. Like, why would I play on a real instrument when I can do it with my mouse, right? That's kind of mindset that I have also, because I cope, because I don't know how to play on a guitar, because I don't know how to play with my hands. I don't know how to play on a piano. That's why I cope like, yeah, I can do it in Ableton like in 2 seconds in my MIDI without knowing music. You know what I mean? So just drop down your ego and find an instrument you want to play when you don't have a inspiration to like do it in Ableton, in this virtual world of some sounds. Just you can do it in a real life, and I think it's really nice, and I think it's such a nice experience to play on a music instrument also in a real life, because you can then put the things to your DAW, to your projects. So put a real musical instruments in the space where you will make music. It can be something smaller in the form of kalimba or ukulele. Next time when you will feel like you don't know what to bounce off when you create your next banger, you have a tool at hand to draw inspiration from. So variation, just you know what I mean. And you will overcome the creative block. That's the like the bonus from it. Like, you are stuck, you grab the guitar, you play some like kind of chords, or maybe you will put the guitar like, you know what I mean. So social media. So this is the step number 9. And what I mean by the social media, it's like a kind of a different variation of a task, but this one will help you 150% to become a better producer. Because nowadays I think there is like 50% is your music and your craft. If you are good at it, nice. Another 50% is to how you present yourself on a social media. And yeah, some people say that like today is just more about social media than about creating music, and I think they are right, because you want people to hear your music, right? You want people to listen to you, but how can they listen to you when they can't find you on the internet, like, right? They don't know who you are. So this is the really nice way how to overcome the creative block, or when you are just tired from the music, you can work on the music, but in a different kind of aspect of a way, and together it will create this like your producer image, right? So set up your social media account to your image as an artist. There are many ways to solve a creative block, and this is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites because I like numbers. I like going up. I like to see my numbers go up, right? So this is a really nice way how to get your followers. In today's era of music production, it's no longer only important to have good music, even though it's the first condition for success, right? The image of the producer is also coming to the fore. A piece of success will certainly depend on how you can sell yourself as an artist, and that is what the simplest social networks are used for. That's why when you are caught in a creative block, try to spend some time on a social network and your image. There's a lot of little tasks you can do during the break from the music. So, bro, set up your Instagram, set up your SoundCloud, set up your Linktree, set up your Hypedit, create a logo, post the pictures, interact with your fans, post the videos, give your fans a value, Q&A. Oh my god, you can do a lot of things. You can also go on a TikTok, do fucking kind of funny videos that you are creating music, just to let people know you are doing something. And when you will see the progress, like, you will see that you have a fan base, and they are waiting for you. You will find, like, when you will finally create something, it's starting to get like obsessive. You want to give them the best value, you want to give them the best music, you want to see bigger numbers, right? this is what is inspiring about it, and a lot of people are like, oh, social media, ugh, like I don't care what everybody thinks about me, but you want to be producer, bro. You need to care what people thinks about you, because you will like live from these people, you will live from your fans need to like you, to support you, so you can create more. Makes sense? So go on Instagram, set up the things work. I'm not saying going on Instagram and scrolling through the reels and like wasting your fucking life will never help you. You need to work on this social media and need to create a content. You do not always need to consume the content. You can create. So, right? And much more. You can really spend a lot of time on the social networks, and you can also be really creative. Content can also be created, not just consumed, right? So next time you don't enjoy making music, try to see what kind of a content you could offer to your fans on social networks, or how could you change or improve your image as an artist. Number 10 is documentary. Watch a documentary about electronic music. So this one is my favorite because it's the most simplest, easiest one thing you can do to overcome a creative block is to sit down in front of your TV. It doesn't involve any work at all. Just sit down, turn on the documentary, and all you have to do is watch. There is something very inspiring about watching this type of a documentary. Watching how other people think about the process of making music can kickstart your new inspiration to create your own track. Also, an interesting documentary from the artist's life is, at least for me, great source for the creation of my next musical work. So it speaks for itself. Just sit down and turn on some nice documentary about music. It can be old, it can be new. I have some tips on documents like we're watching here in document. So when you will scroll down, you will find this document in the description, and you can click on these links. And this is the documents that when I play one of these documents, I really get inspired. I can help myself but create music after watching this kind of a work, because there is something really inspiring when you are watching other people create, right? So maybe when you will have a creative block, just find your time and sit down and watch some documentary. Sit down, take your favorite food and drink. Maybe you can invite a couple of friends or a girlfriend and watch a documentary about electronic music. I guarantee you'll be enthusiastic about making music the next day. So this is my favorite because you can just sit down, right? And we are getting to the last tip and step how to overcome a creative block, and it's called Rekordobox. So what is Rekordobox? Is a complete DJ software from cloud music management to creative performance capabilities. Part of being a producer is also live performance. Try to prepare your set for a live performance. So this one is it's not that important, but when you are getting to this phase, when you are starting to play live shows, because I think a big inspiration for you, as was for me, is to play live shows, right? As a DJ, as a producer, it was always my dream. It was for me, it was always standing in front of a fucking 10,000 people and playing my music. It was my dream always. So this is a really nice way how to also, you can switch the task maybe when you are bored from the music, and you can try to prepare your live set for your next show, for your next gig. And you will see, when you have it more prepared, you will invest more time in your live shows. People will like you more. You will have more audience to play music too. So when I'm tired of making music, I always have one thing in reserve. It's called Rekordobox. Creating a set for my live shows is always essential. That is why I always make sure to do it. When I'm not in the mood to create and compose music, I try to see if I'm in the mood to compose playlist for my live performance. I always find myself spending hours of work on this task. So even if I don't make a track, I can always make a playlist which I will have already prepared. So you can always make a playlist on Spotify also. So just creating your playlist, arranging your music, just having some kind of a system in how you want to have your music managed, or how you want to play your live set. It can be something that will like get your brain going, and you will get more inspired because you are listening to the music of others, arranging the tracks, and maybe you will find yourself like, I want to create something, and you will overcome the creative block. So I'm not sponsored with the Rekordobox. I'm just saying that this program, oh my god, sorry, what no. What did I do? So this is the document you can watch. It's a drum and bass, the movement documentary. So this one can be like nice to watch. Oh, but no, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. What is going on? Oh. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I need to get more. My fingers don't work that how I want. So I'm not sponsored with the Rekordobox. I'm just saying this is the program I like and I use, and it's really helpful for me because there's a they use Rekordobox on a lot of live shows, right? So when you are playing on CDJs, you will play basically from a Rekordobox kind of a style thing, because they are like they work together, the Rekordobox and CDJs. So it's a really nice way how to overcome music. And when you feel you are tired of making music, create a playlist in Rekordobox that you can play on the next show. You can also certainly use other software to create playlists and play your sets, but I use this one because it's easy to use, and most of the time you will see this software used at events. So yeah, this is the end of my learning to you, and this was my 11 tips and tricks of how to become and overcome, how to become a better producer, ultimate producer's guide, but on a topic overcoming a creative block. So those were my 11 tips and tricks to prevent or overcome a block. I hope these tips will help you on your journey to becoming a successful music producer. If you have any questions about production in the future, try contacting me on my Instagram. I'm sorry for my English. So I would like to thank you for your attention, and if you could review this guide for your other producers, buddies, or whoever could use something like this, do it, because this is the way how we can spread this message of becoming a better producer. And this is the only thing that can, like, if I ever want something for you to do, it's just to like, subscribe, share this video. Maybe when there will be some guy struggling with the creative block, and he will be like, oh, I have a creative block, like I don't know what to do, bro, like do you have something to like I can do to overcome this? Send him this video and tell him that no, just watch this video, right? Or just try to tell him like one of these things that you learned, and say, yeah, there is that guy A.way on the internet and he can help you. You can also like contact me on Instagram if you want, and we can hang out and talk together. So you can follow me here on the social networks. And I want to thank you, bro, for sticking here this time and taking this investment of your time to this video. I hope it brings you something more than just enjoyment, and you learn something new. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, share, create music. Do not overthink, and when you will have a time, sit down, watch a documentary, and you will 100 overcome and creative block with these 11 tips. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, bro, see you in the next one. Peace. Thank you so much.